Deep beneath the ground, you would find the Well of Erd, and with it the Norns, 3 women who forge the fate of all through the carvings of runes on the roots of an ash tree. They would then nurture the tree, which made it grow with the realms of Midgard, Asgard, Muspelheim, and Niflheim. Eventually, it came to bind all these realms together. As you ascend from the Well of Erd, you'd find an army of serpents and dragons all chewing and gnawing at the tree roots. The most notable is the immense Nidhogg. Among those who dwelled in the tree was a squirrel by the name of Ratatasker. He scurried back and forth, spreading gossip between the Nidhogg and the eagle that is perched upon the tree's branches, evoking nothing but pure hatred between the two of them. Along with these creatures, you would also find 4 hearts or stags colored in red along the top and slowly eating away at the tree leaves. Because of this, the tree suffers in agony, with the Nidhogg consuming its roots below and the deer eating its leaves above. But the tree only continued to grow, and with it came 5 new realms. Somewhere within Niflheim, you'll find yourself descending down a dark path, and eventually you'll find yourself at Valgrinder, the Fence of the Fallen. This is the entrance into Helheim, the hidden realm. This place was ruled by the goddess Hel, daughter of the trickster Loki, and the lord of the unhonored dead. All those who die having barely lived at all, or having committed horrific crimes in life, would find themselves here, forever in a state of stagnation. Or perhaps they just continued life as it was. We don't know for sure. Then there was Svartalfheim, the land of the dwarves and dark elves. Dwarves, as I'm sure you may know, are masters of craft, creatures which have the ability to forge items of great power and magic, from rings to spears and even hammers. The Dark Elves are an enigmatic race of creatures, which are said to be blacker than pitch, perhaps the byproduct of them living in the labyrinthian mine complex which makes up this realm. This next realm's exact location remains unknown. However, if I was to guess, you would find it surrounding the more civilized Midgard. Should you find yourself in this realm, you should remain wary. Dark forests filled with a menagerie of wild animals, mountains blessed with a perpetual winter, and finally, grim landscapes, savage and wild. This is Jotunheim, the land of the giants. The giants themselves are known as Jotuns, which, when directly translated, means devourer. Though don't let this savage name fool you. While these creatures may seem horrifying and monstrous, they were not per se evil or stupid. In fact, one would host the Aesir for their parties. One of the Vanir race gods even married a Jotun. Vanaheim, home of the Vanir race of gods and goddesses. What we can assume is that Vanaheim could very well be nature at its purest. Having housed the very gods of nature, it could be a place of the purest beauty, as well as the purest ferocity. It could be calm and quaint one moment, and blasting down lightning the next. Like Jotunheim, we don't know its exact location, except it may potentially be east of Asgard. The Vanir themselves serve a sort of foil of the Aesir tribe of gods. Their tribe included Freya, a goddess whose beauty was unparalleled. She represented fertility in the enigmatic magic known as Cedar. She is arguably one of the most powerful gods, as it was believed her magic could manipulate the strings of fate. Freyr is the brother of Freya, a god of peace, the rain, sunshine, and harvest. Like Balder, he is loved by all and despised by no one because of what he brings to the world. Though it should be mentioned he doesn't reside in Vanaheim, but rather the realm of Ulfheim.
Njord was the father of Freya and Freyr, a god of wealth, the sea, and fruitfulness.
As you can tell, where the Aesir focus on war, the Vanir focused on nature, fertility, magic, and even fate. And this would eventually cause the races to clash. Of all these realms, the most enigmatic is Ulfheim, the homeland of the Light Elves, a race of illuminous demigods, possibly ruled over by Freyr. Apart from that, we know nothing. Its location, its environment, or even culture. Though if you were to ask me, the realm reflects the inhabitants, so I would say Ulfheim is like the elven people itself, a place of light and purity. Niflheim, as we mentioned earlier, is the realm of mist, ice, and poison. The source of the poison were 11 rivers which led back to a single core well. One of these rivers extended so long that it goes all the way back into Helheim. Gjol we called it. To the north was Muspelheim, and as said in the previous tale, it is a realm of fire, brimstone, and lava. But in addition to what was already spoken, it's been said that deep down in Muspelheim, you would hear the sound of a thunderous clanging, and should you have the courage to follow this horrendous sound, you would find yourself face to face with Surtur, the grandest of all the fire giants, forging his immense sword which he would use in the coming Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. Midgard is a place I'm sure you are most familiar with, as you are standing upon it as you hear these tales. This is the realm that is among the most civil of the group, as it is where you would find humanity, and with it, orderly civilization. At least as orderly as you could get in this chaotic reality. The phrase Midgard refers to the middle enclosure, or the Middle Earth. This is because it is located in the center of everything, the World Tree and all of the other realms. Surrounding it, deep in the ocean, you would find the serpent Jormungand, holding it all together, and at the four corners of this realm are 4 dwarves in each section. Their purpose is to hold up the skull of Ymir. Finally, upon the top of the tree, you would find the iconic golden realm of Asgard. It is the home of the Aesir race of gods, including Odin, Thor, and Loki. And it is where you would find the Hall of Valhalla, where all warriors who have fallen nobly will be granted an eternal cycle of feasting, fighting, and glory under Odin's watchful eye. The realm of Asgard is connected to the realm of Midgard by a brilliant rainbow composed of fire, so only the gods themselves could use it. This is known as the Bifrost.
All realms now were connected directly with the ash tree, and if not for it, structure would not be maintained. This titanic flora would become known as Yggdrasil, and it bore the weight of all reality.
So with that, you should have the entire spectrum of Yggdrasil, where all the myths will take place from here on out. And speaking of myths, I have another tale for you.